What's up, guys? New shades. At the change them out from the blue blockers I had. They're still blue blockers, but they're a lot better. I'm not getting headaches anymore staring at the screen all day. But we've got one here. We're unpacking the chaos of modern dating independence and why men are stepping back. Let's get into it.
Do you guys ever wonder, do you ever think to yourself I messed up. I boss babe too hard. I went too hard. Now I've got all of these responsibilities. I used to be I could never be a stay-at-home mom. No, that's not for me. I was wrong. I could do it. I'd be so good. I'd be cleaning. I'll be on my hands and knees cleaning that floor right now. I'd be making a roast chicken dinner tonight right now. I would. Do you think it's too late for me to be a trophy wife? I mean, could I even pass for... No. Shit. If my husband's watching, can I be your trophy wife?
The regret is real, isn't it? This woman admits she bought the feminist lie and staying at home was beneath her, only to discover that she traded family for a 9-to-5 grind. And now she's begging for a second chance to be a trophy wife. Society sold women this dream of having it all, but conveniently left out that the bill comes due. Marriage, family, femininity were ridiculed, and now she's stuck chasing what she dismissed. Too late? Probably. Most likely. Men don't want a liability, they just want peace.
Imagine having an issue with me, and the only issue that I have is the fact that the cash that I made today doesn't fit in my wallet. Yikes.
This clip here is just peak materialism masquerading as empowerment. The cash doesn't fit in my wallet. Here's the truth out of it. She's actually married with kids and she works. And her husband looks like he's the primary breadwinner here. So don't buy the bullshit that she's this independent boss babe. Don't believe half the stuff you see online anyways.
This is why the boss babe, I don't need a man energy is attracting low quality men. Men thrive when they have a purpose, something they can work toward, build, achieve, a challenge or an occasion to rise to. These are men who are in touch with their personal power, who are in a very healthy masculine, who are doing something with their lives and aren't disempowered little boys, or men who just want to use women or take advantage of them. So if a man cannot serve a purpose in your life, either because he doesn't have something to add to it or because you act like he couldn't possibly add something to it, then he's not going to want to be with you. He's not going to want to be in your life. So while you're out here saying that you don't need a man because you're Miss Independent, the men who are actually quality relationship material are hearing that and steering clear of you. But guess who hears, oh, she doesn't want anything from me. I don't have to add anything to her life in order to be part of it. She'll let me come into her life, sleep with her, take up her time without expecting me to add anything to her life. The men who that appeals to are not men who really care about women. Those are exactly the kinds of men who will just use you, or the extremely disempowered men that you're gonna have to mother and take care of because they're thinking, oh, I don't have to actually step up or provide anything to this relationship. She can do it all on her own. If you want to learn how to not do this, come to my free feminine embodiment masterclass. The details in my bio.
I like this one.
And finally, some truth. High-value men aren't lining up for women screaming, I don't need you. Men are hardwired for purpose, building, protecting, leading, and if you deny them that role, they'll walk. And what's left? It's the freeloaders, chads, betas, man-children who see an independent woman as an easy mark. The feminist movement gutted male purpose by shaming traditional masculinity, but it also sabotaged women. If you want better men, you have to drop the I'm independent act and embrace interdependence. Men thrive when valued and not treated as an accessory. Otherwise, enjoy the low-quality circus you attracted.
So lately, I've been seeing a lot of men who are pissed off at single independent women. And they're like, oh my God, that's why you're single, because you want to hustle so hard. You want to be a boss babe so hard. And somebody commented on one of my videos, and I'm like, why is this guy so angry at me? So these kinds of men think that us being single is a punishment, that they're punishing us, that the Lord is punishing us for being so independent, not needing a man, that we are single because it's a curse or something. But the reality is that we are pretty happy single. So I was thinking, like, why are these men so angry? So I guess if I was a man and I saw a woman that was doing better than I was, then I would be upset, right? Because if I'm doing better than her, why the hell would I get mad? Why would it even bother me? So if those men are pissed off, it's because they're not doing as well as I am, because why else would you hate me? So as a man, if you think that a woman is doing better than you, you can do three things. One, you can just block all the hot, independent, single women in your life. Two, you can just ignore all these women and move on with your life. You don't have to comment hateful things. You can just move on, just swipe up. Three, you can work on yourself. If you feel that a woman is better than you, then work on yourself. Build yourself up. If money is a problem, go out and find a way to make more money. If the looks is a problem, go out and work on yourself. This is what us women do. When we don't like something, we go out, we go to the gym, right? We go out and we start a new business. We go out and we go to school. We learn a new skill. We don't just sit on our ass feeling sorry for ourselves because we weren't like gifted something. It's not a crime to work on yourself. I think sometimes this problem also stems from the way that we raise men, where we're like, okay, you have to figure it out. Like, you figure it out on your own, and we don't give them the tools to figure it out. So I also think that that's a problem where you know, as a society, we're just like, okay, men are supposed to know everything and be strong and never have feelings. And that's not true. You have a right, just like anybody else, any other person, living thing, to have feelings, to feel jealous, to feel whatever it is you feel, but it's what you do with those feelings that matters. And if you're still angry after watching this video and you don't want to work on yourself, that really is on you. Like, nobody is going to do the work for you. As a woman, I can tell you that most of us respect a man who can admit when they're wrong and then work on themselves. That's actually really hot.
You're a damaged goods lady.
Hey, there's a little bit of nuggets of truth in there about working on yourself, improving yourself in your situation. Otherwise, this one's just rich. She claims men are jealous of independent women. Ooh, they're not. No, men aren't jealous, they're disinterested. Why invest in someone who views your contributions as irrelevant? Sure, men should work on themselves, but let's not pretend women have it all figured out either. Hyper-independence often hides insecurities, and saying we're happy single while criticizing men for leaving, that's deflection, not empowerment. Men aren't punishing women, they're protecting themselves from relationships that demand more than they give. Again, work on yourself, I agree, but don't expect men to pick up the tab for your ego.
I have lived the life of being the hyper-independent woman, and let me tell you, if a man comes into my life and alleviates me from having to be hyper-independent, the things that I would do for that man, let me tell you, because truth be told, I don't think any woman who's in a hyper-independent role really loves it. Maybe there's aspects of it, like you don't want money to be a manipulation tactic over you. You want the freedom to spend money on what you want to spend money on, or, you know, whatever. Point being is, I don't think majority of us actually love it. I don't think majority of us actually thrive in it. But when a man takes a woman out of that hyper-independent role, that woman has all that extra energy to make him an environment of peace, love.
It's facts! It's facts! It's not facts, it's not facts. It's not facts.
It is a confession worth hearing. She admits hyper-independence is draining, and no woman truly enjoys carrying all the weight, but the culture told them they'd also thrive solo. And the truth, women want security, and men want to be the ones to be able to provide it, but only if they're respected. Men aren't here to save someone from a self-imposed struggle. Relationships thrive on cooperation and not competition. And ladies, if you want peace, learn to let go of the hyper-independent badge of honor. It's not submission, it's partnership, and that's way hotter than all the boss babe posturing in the world.
I was raised by a single mother. I went to college. I got my degree in statistics, which is a male-dominated field. I got my job at Visa, and at the age of 24, I bought my home in the Bay Area, which is an expensive market to purchase a home. It just proves to you that I worked my butt off to get what I had. After I bought my home, I proceeded to remodel the home with my own two hands using YouTube tutorials. So like literally, I did not need a man. I did the manly work. I scraped a popcorn ceiling. I put in a full laminate floor. I learned how to use a table saw and not cut off all 10 fingers, right? So like I proved it. I did the thing. I proved that I can live this life without a man. And I'm telling you, it is not fulfilling. Because at the end of the day, I was sitting in an empty home, absolutely miserable that I was alone. So I need a man to fulfill my greatest potential in life, which is to become a mother.
Yeah,
there
I
is
agree.
nothing that's better than becoming a mother and having that legacy. And when you find the right man who wants to have that legacy as well, you will want to submit to him.
Yep. 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 Mm-hmm.
And this one's sad, but it is telling. She built an impressive resume of independence, only to sit in her remodeled house alone and miserable. Feminism sold her the idea that self-reliance is the ultimate goal, but she realized too late it was unfulfilling. Motherhood and legacy is the real treasures, but society's dismissed them as outdated. Men aren't looking for women who don't need them. They want partners who complement their vision for family and growth. I mean, this isn't a defeat, it's nature. Men and women thrive together, but only when they stop fighting biology.
Do you know what annoys me lately? Is all this boss bitch, bad girl energy vibes. Hold on now for a second, missus. Don't be getting your knickers in a twist. They make out that men and women are the same and we have the potential to do the same and reach the same heights as men. No, we don't. We are equal, but we're not the same. We need more fat than men. We need more sleep than men. We're not stress resilient as men. We have a 28-day cycle, while men have a 24-hour cycle. Lucky bastards. You sleep in a house that was built by a man. You drive in a car on a road that was built by men. Society would not be able to function without men. Rather than seeing each other as competition, we complement each other, and that's what makes the relationship between the two so beautiful. So the next time you look down on men as if they're shit on your shoe, remember all the hard work your father or your grandfather or great-grandfather has gone through. And don't be so disrespectful.
And we end it finally on some common sense. I mean, she calls out the delusion that men and women are the same. Equal, sure, but identical, no. Women's disdain for men is laughable when you remember men built the very comforts they enjoy. Roads, buildings, infrastructure, just to name a few. Men made it happen. Feminism's biggest lie was pitting the sexes against each other instead of celebrating their complementary strengths. Women stop trying to outman men, respect their contributions, and understand partnership beats competition every time. Disrespecting men doesn't empower women, it just deepens the divide, and that's the real tragedy. Well, guys, modern culture sold women a dream of independence and superiority, only to leave them overworked, undervalued, and often alone. The feminist movement replaced cooperation with competition, destroying the family unit in the process. And meanwhile, men are vilified for choosing peace over chaos. And for men, the solution's clear, is to go where you're appreciated. And that might mean going your own way, or it could mean seeking traditional values abroad. The game is rigged against you, but you don't have to play it. As always, build yourself up, choose wisely, and demand mutual respect. The future belongs to those who value partnership over ego. Well, guys, that's the end of the video here today. If you like what you've seen, hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Drop me a comment down below what you think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.